Twist my nipples and call me Frank. Look what's happened. What a day. It's all booting off after we were assured by the really clever people that run the world that all was going to be fine and dandy. How did this happen, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. This story neatly explains why this happened. Germany's Russia policy in tatters after Russian invasion of Ukraine. Germany's historic Russia policy, which has been focused on a special relationship, diplomacy and economic ties, rather than confrontation, has been struck a blow by Russia's escalation. What now for Berlin? Well, I'll tell you what, now for Berlin. Berlin is Tom Ducked. Because for the last 30 years, like I said, basically since Thatcher, we have been sorely led by weak, limp-wristed, effete citizens of the world. And these people, in their little clubs, where they all hang out with people from all across the world, sniffing coke off hookers' tits and talking about great resets, which again, it's not a conspiracy theory, fucking Google it. They'll tell you themselves. They'll basically do what Putin's been doing for the last 10 years. They'll happily tell you what they want to do. And then when you go on YouTube and go, oh yeah, the Great Reset, is what, you know, he just gave this big speech and he kept saying, kept going on about the Great Reset, and he called his speech the Great Reset, the BBC and the powers that be will say, oh fucking hell, conspiracy theorists. It's just far out conspiracy, man. No, people that pay attention are just repeating the dumb shit they tell us themselves. The real reason behind this conflict is that for the last 30 years, these weak, incompetent elites, again, I use the word very loosely, have been convinced, because they're all chums and they all hang out the back of each other on these little special weekends in Davos, they thought war was never going to happen again. Delusional. Just like the walk, kumbaya, dancing round the campfire, fuck talking about war, let's talk about climate change and pronouns shit that you get from some of our new generals, like Smiley fucking Miley here. A general. A 4-star general. He's more concerned about white rage than he is in actually fighting a fucking war. So there's your reason why this happened. These fucking idiots thought war was uncool, man. It was old-fashioned. We don't do war anymore, bro. We listen to Greta Thunberg and we play Imagine on a piano after a bunch of fucking jihadis have just raped some children to death. What did I say in my last live stream? War, murder, violence. It is as old as man since we first crawled out of the oceans. That's what we do. We wage war. What did Clausewitz say? War is the continuation of politics by other means. And also, I've many times made the point about the NHS. Oh, protect the NHS. Oh, protect the NHS. How good is the NHS going to be if we're a defeated nation? We've rested on our laurels for 30 years. Our military is pathetic. We are weak. We are spineless. Throw in the fact, Bungalow Biden, the cringing, cowardly, humiliating defeat in Afghanistan. You can't blame Putin for having a go. I'd have a go. It was embarrassing. We couldn't beat pot-bellied fucking tribesmen. That was more humiliating than Saigon. At least the enemy there was pretty fucking scary. Humiliation on a global scale. Of course he's having a pop. And while we've been talking about fucking pronouns, how many times have I made the joke? We're going to be talking about pronouns when the Mullers set a dirty bomb off on the London Underground. We'll be busy talking about pronouns and climate change. Well, here's a fucking question.
Сирупинский мост, ведутся боевые действия. Все.
How much carbon do you think a burning tank emits, Greta? You fucking idiot. Because of the cowards that run the Western world. The cringing, spineless, optimistic, hopelessly optimistic, childishly optimistic, special needs, fucking woke, smiling authoritarians like Justin Trudeau. They thought war was just so passé, bro, and it ain't. Oh yeah, and one other thing. On top of everything else, so we've got humiliation in Afghanistan, weakness, pronouns from generals, trans admirals and fucking recruitment ads. I mean, you've all seen it, haven't you?
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
It's fucking brilliant. This is what I'm talking about. This is what's happening outside the Russian embassies right now. Sobbing walkists, middle class, trust fund kids, sobbing outside the Russian embassies. Give peace a chance, man. Quick, get the piano out and play John Lennon. Yeah, that'll do it. You fucking idiots. Respect each other, love each other, man. Yeah, cheers. Let's see how your sign does when a burly soldier's bayoneting you in the face, you fucking idiot. I've said it for a long time. I'll repeat it now. We've already lost. We just don't know it yet. Half of our society are woke, weak, cringing, youthful optimists that live in denial. And the half that isn't no longer want to fight for our values. They keep talking about fighting for our values. What values? Smashing freedom of speech, persecuting straight white men because of their colour and their gender, stealing Canadians' money. What values? Those of us that would fight for our values a couple of decades ago aren't fucking interested anymore. Not only do we not want to fight for our values, we hate your values. I don't have any values in common with Kamala fucking Harris. For example, she sucks old men's cocks for power. I don't. I do it for money. So we're done. We're already done. Oh yeah, and not just values, right? European Union, the globalists, they want you to have a global world. People fight for hearth and home. I'd be willing to fight for my country. I'm not willing to fight for Germany. I'm not willing to fight for Italy. It doesn't matter how long you've shoehorned us all into a European Union. We don't feel the kinship, the bond, camaraderie. It doesn't work. The global worldview, the globalist worldview has caused this war. And we've already lost. If I was the Chinese president, I'd snatch Taiwan. Do it. Makes fucking sense because we are ripe for the picking. Thanks to the elites. Fuck me. Has there ever been a bigger misnomer of the last 20 years than the word elite? They couldn't run a piss up in a brewery. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.